Hey, what's up, y'all? So I've been away for a while. Haven't made any videos in regards to just talking. But I do appreciate you guys enjoying my the Mike Epps Dennis Rodman skit. I appreciate y'all for all the different types of engagement with those videos. The channel's growing. I appreciate it. So what's been going on? Nothing outside of the norm. Still going to work. As you guys don't know, I was unemployed for 10 months and just went through a series of depression and all these different things that during unemployment, I would say I lost my mind several times. I'm homeless. I live here in a tent on the side of the freeway in a small, which seems to be getting smaller, a small little section on the side of the freeway that it's a wooded area. And, being unemployed and being in a tent and things like that, the worst thing is that I'm somebody I'm very productive. A lot of times my body just takes control of about 8 hours of my day, whether I'm working or not. Obviously, this is a very demanding lifestyle of supplying your own water to take baths, supplying your own food and all these different things, and having to come to these different places and use the power sources and stuff like that to charge up, battery packs and all these different things. It's a very demanding lifestyle. I'm training myself to just be more settled, not getting up every 45 minutes because I have this problem where just every 45 minutes I feel like I have to change what I'm doing, or just take a break from what I'm doing for 45 minutes to do something else for 45 minutes. So it's a lot of mental gymnastics. And here recently, I feel confident enough to share this, but here recently I asked God, can I start my road to recovery? And what that means is that throughout the duration of my unemployment, I said and did a lot of things that if God was to grade me, I got an F minus. If I was God, for people who are familiar with the kind of the metaphorical way of looking at, your relationship with God, is that I'm the wife and he's the husband. And if I was the wife, what I've done for 9 months is something that in the physical world, you never take a girl back, you never take a woman back for the type of egregious, lack of a better term, demonic things that I was doing and saying and stuff like that, all in anger with God. The way that I'm built in a way that when I say I'm done with something, I'm really done with it. There is no turning back. I can say to a certain extent I am very kind-hearted. I can be naive at times. I can be gullible. I can be taken advantage of at times. But I would say 90% of the time, if I'm upset with something or frustrated, there is no reconciliation with me. I get physically sick if I find myself doing something that I said I wasn't gonna do. And on this journey that I've been on for, I would say, the last 10 years, I had a moment in my life where God was almost like theoretically speaking, man's best friend. He was my right hand man. I didn't read the Bible or anything, even though I read it, but not the whole Bible. But I was familiar with passages in the Bible to the point where I could just naturally know that what I'm talking about must be somewhere in that Bible. And I cut out the middleman, which was being raised as a Baptist Christian, because when I was going through a lot of things, my dad, he's a pastor, and a lot of people, especially in the black community, they don't have any answers. So one of the things they go to is, are you praying? Are you going to church? And these people are so unspiritual that it was evident to me that you guys are crippled when it comes to anything spiritual. And I'll tell you, everybody's not meant to be a spiritual person, whether they like it or not, whether they know it or not. Everybody's not meant to be spiritual. So a spiritual person like myself, I will get angry and frustrated when people say, well, just pray. It was something Kanye West said the other day where he was like, that's one thing I hate about these Christians, is because while they're sitting there talking about praying for it, you can actually do something. And when he said that, I said, yeah, man, that a lot of times that's what frustrates me, is a lot of these people that tell me to pray and do all of this, they can actually do something to help. But that's their crutch. That's their excuse to say, well, I tried to help them, is by saying pray. But then again, it became very obvious to me that God was using other people to get his message across, which is, bro, I know you don't have a problem, CJ, with being grateful, but you need to return back to a practice of righteousness, because if you don't, CJ, you're killing yourself. You're getting yourself mad and you going off on these rants toward me, which, CJ, this is nothing I've not heard in my existence of infinity. So CJ, you really need to get yourself, pull yourself together and ask for my forgiveness, so that you can at least have a little bit more peace of mind than you already do, CJ, because I know you, and I know that you missing something. There's something empty, and it was, because I basically was, told myself, God, I'm done, bro. But there was something that was very important that I learned along this journey, which is about when God buys your salvation, bro, there is no refund. So when you're a spiritual person, you might try to run away and detach and do all of this stuff, but it's all gonna come all the way back around to you saying, like, God, going out there and living this life, knowing that I don't want to reference you, it's hard. And that's where I was. So like I said, here recently, man, I just tried my best to just start that road to recovery, because, man, my mind was all jacked up. Fuck you want, man. My mind was all jacked up, and I felt like my spirit was jacked up, and I was really a ticking time bomb. I told myself I didn't want to lose another job. I didn't want to say or do something toward these people that are helping me. Not much, but they're still helping me a little bit. I didn't want to do something to hurt their feelings or anything like that. So that's why I told myself, man, I really gotta, ask God for forgiveness and start this road to recovery, because that emptiness, I can tell how it's really, what they like. Like stress it's killing me. Now, I don't know if killing is the right word, but stress it's adding like a plated weight of like 5 pounds on me that I don't need. So I just got to choose to allow to start for everything that I did wrong, or whatever punishment I got coming my way, I have to accept it, obviously, but I'm not sitting there wondering, well, where did this come from? Why I'm going through this? Nah, it's because you did, or you said, or you thought. It's pretty messed up. I'm in life. Take it straight on. Just take it on, man. So that's what I told myself with God. Like, whatever you plan on, if it's in the plan to try to punish me for these things, I'm ready for it. So yeah, that was very important for me to do, because I struggle with a lot spiritually, and it gives me a lot of moments where here lately I just want silence, pure silence, eat in silence, play the game in silence, smoke in silence, and I just really trying to keep myself centered. And it's hard to do when you're under the influence of any type of drug, but I smoke weed and cigarettes. So I want to put that out there, that for you, I'm always somebody who's going to put it all out there. And when you're under the influence, it makes it a little bit more difficult to do what God wants you to do. And when I say that, some people on this planet, more than not, have no spiritual compass. So what I'm saying doesn't even pertain to them. But for people like myself, and I've met some other people along the way, you have a responsibility to do what God wants you to do, and you know what it is. You know what it is. For example, if somebody that I know normally comes over here using this outlet, like I did the other day at Walmart, there's a guy that uses that outlet, and it was like 12 o'clock at night, and he comes around the corner, and I'm like, it just instinctively was like, I was like, oh man, my bad, I'm sorry, I know you come over here and charge up your stuff. I know how it feels to show up to an outlet and somebody's already using it, so let me get my stuff. He's like, no, man, you ain't got to go nowhere. He was like, do you got a cigarette, though? I was like, no, I don't have one, but, I was still mindful, and I left in about 10 minutes, whether he used it or not. But I knew my spirit just led me in that situation to do what God wanted me to do, whether I had any acknowledgement in it or whatever. That just was to get up and go and let this man charge his stuff. I've been here for probably 2 hours already. So that's just a small example. But I had to make that, I had to grab accountability on that situation between me and God. And, when you're a spiritual person, there is no such thing as everything's good now. Nah, that ain't the case. I got this lady in Walmart named Joy, and she's known me since we used to work together. And so one day, Steven had told me, like, no, man, you misunderstood my text. I said that, I didn't mind you coming over and hanging out, but I got somebody there already with their kid. And I did misunderstood, because I walked up Walmart thinking that, he was getting ready to get off from work and we were going to hang out. But when he told me that wasn't the case, I was just very like, oh, man, I can't believe I brought all my stuff. And I'm just angry. I'm angry. And, she saw me sitting on that bench for probably an hour, just still as a rock, not moving, not talking, because I have a sickness when I get that upset. And I have to almost, like that movie Click with Adam Sandler, where he has the remote to make life stop around him. That's what I almost have to do. I almost have to just find a moment to just let everything really, really, literally, I have to let my body cool off, because I get I get grossly upset. And so she's been asking me, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay now? And it's the now thing, like, are you okay now? Are you okay now? So this is why a lot of these people, one of the things that I understand about me not being likable is that people are like a light switch. They go on and off, on and off, on and off. When they're mad, they're not really mad. When they're excited, they're not really excited. We live in the Matrix. So people's emotions are fake. So when she says, am I happy now? It's some of the same things why it's a lady in there that I used to work with. She used to offer to give me assistance and stuff like, but it got to a point where I told her, I don't want your money. Because I know people like to take tabs or keep tabs and all of that. I don't want that responsibility over me. And it got to a point where we just quit talking. I would walk into Walmart or whatever and just drive or walk right past her, and we just, it's to a point that it's like, say something stupid, and I'm gonna end all this mean mugging you doing, and that's coming from me or her. I don't know what it was, but I think the fact that she got intimidated by the authenticity of my manhood, like, man, I mean what I say. I asked you probably 3 different times in like weeks in between, like, hey, could you help me buy a few things under $10? Could you help me buy a couple things under $10? At one point, she gave me, I think, like $15 or something that, just out of nowhere. And when I was walking off, she was like, okay, don't go buy no cigarettes now. And I didn't think nothing of it, but in my mind, I'm like, see, this is why I don't accept things from people. Because who are you to say what I can do now with it, because, it's in my possession. What you're supposed to say is, hey, make the right decision with that money, man. Don't squander it on nothing stupid, which I'm already trained to do. So statements like that were like, here we go, like, I reacted to it appropriately, but I was just like, and I think that was the last time. So, yeah, Joy, she does this, are you okay now? Are you okay now? And she's from Nigeria, so her accent's off. So when I'm telling her, like, Joy, this ain't no, are you okay? And I tried to tell her, I think last night, I was like, Joy, this isn't a one-off situation where when you see me, I'm like, yeah, I was just, having a bad day. Hell no. Charles don't have bad days. Charles have bad periods in his life where up to this point in my life, I've had more bad than good. But Charles don't wake up and say, I feel better now. That's not for the 9 millionth time. I'm a spiritual person. It's meaning I'm always in a state of spirituality. I'm always in a state of spiritual consciousness. So by you telling me or asking me, are you okay now? Are you okay now? Every time you say that, that confirms to me it's like, well, I would be okay now. It's another, and I know people will be like, yeah, man, you're not supposed to carry that over. That stress and all of that. Once again, if you are a unspiritual person, then yeah, that's how you look at it. Like, go home, take a shower, get some rest, you wake up, feel rejuvenated. Yeah, and trust me, I have felt that. I have felt that before, of what rest and all these different things can do for you. Trust me, I have felt that. I know what it feels like. But somebody who's reality-based like myself, there is no such thing as, are you okay now? Or are you going to be okay then? No, there ain't none of that. I'm the same all the way across, all the time. Which, again, I told you, in this society, this isn't 1940 or anything like that, but that type of attitude in this society, it's unlikable. Because people won't, and I'm finna lead into the another story, which is the last one about what happened here at work, where I told you guys the little punk JJ, who looks like Sideshow Bob. Really, he does. You know, has wild, like, thick twist or whatever you want to call him in his head. You know, he really looks like a Bozo the Clown. And, excuse me. And, I don't like people. For many reasons. But the chick Africa, who is about, I'm being for real, she's about nice. You can tell she deals with anorexia. But she took some time to try to, you know, say, hey, so, you know, I apologize for what happened the other day. She basically just wanted to talk about it and see what my reaction was. She wanted to see if I'm that type of guy. I'm that type of person that I'm argumentative. You know, I'm these guys that use terms like, yeah, I was just mad type shit. That's stuff. So I told her later, man, I didn't take nothing from it, bro. Like, you know, I didn't take nothing from it. So you can tell, and I've made the video already about people, especially in the black community. They like to, it's almost like everybody has like prison syndrome, even though they never been, where they're eyeballing you. They want to see if you're gonna be the guy that's, you know, like a JJ. So to shorten up the story, I believe JJ or one of the other guys, who's a switch hitter. For the people that know what that is, he's a switch hitter. I think one of these two individuals went inside of my bag and took something out of my bag. Now, I smoke, right? And one of the young ladies came in the office one day and said, man, it smelled like weed in here. And I was like, oh, okay, my bad. So I took it in the bathroom. Didn't think nothing of it. I go home, looking in my bag, I can't find it. I'm like, man, it's gone. So for that to be gone and nothing else to be gone, that let me know somebody took it. Somebody went in that bathroom where you basically have no cameras. And they went in there and took my bud. So I started thinking to myself, all right, this is one of them things that irritate me, because trying to save money and all these different things, now I gotta go and patch up this problem. I gotta patch up this problem by the second day in a row going to the smoke shop and buying $20-something worth of weed. Now, theoretically, I've really gotten it all back. When I look around and say, oh, okay, I got some here, there. In the last 48 hours, I've pretty much gotten back what was in the bag. But the point is that now, outside of just, I'm finna go in there like Nino Brown. Everybody getting mean mugged. And I'm thinking if I want to say the statement of, now I know somebody took my stuff. I know somebody took my stuff. I ain't gonna blame nobody. But you do it again and you gonna die. Plain and simple. I'm grateful for my job. I'm grateful for my freedom. But I will throw it in the trash for however long I got to. If you think you're gonna go in my bag or go in anything of mine and take, especially when you know that I'm homeless, I've shown you my situation, and if it was you, JJ, or the other guy named Matthias, I'm gonna break you off, and it's gonna be in a way that's you've never been, you know, you've never had pain put on you like that. So I had to then spend that money to patch up that mistake. And that kind of now put me in a position of like, I'm going to be tight till next week payday. And so when I'm not making videos and I'm not reading you guys, I read every comment. But when I'm not doing these things, I'm really trying to stay center pointed. Being, you know, grateful for the little things that I do have while trying to save money, while trying to keep my health under control, while trying to maintain you know, for the guy that said, man, trash ain't supposed to be in nature. Look here, little man. You're talking about it's $20 to buy a bin and all of this different stuff. Until you've actually lived outside and you look around and say, well, I'm not walking here, there, and everywhere to go dump a pizza box and all of this different stuff. So what you do is you break it down, you put it in Walmart bags so that the trash is just not flying around everywhere. And you try to be as tidy about it as you possibly can, is what I've been doing for 2 years. So your comment about and you must be one of these young niggas, because you started one of your sentences with bruh, and I can probably tell you most likely a white boy, because most niggas I know don't even use the term bruh when they're texting. Some of them do. They normally use bro, but anyway, when he say bruh, a $20 trash can, okay, $20 trash can or $20 worth of food. Make up your mind. Am I gonna say, man, I got all the trash out of nature, and my stomach growling? Shut up. Shut up. So I think that's about enough talking. That's 30 minutes worth of talking. I want to say once again, man, I appreciate y'all, man. Like it. Share the videos if you want. Don't know what there is to share, but subscribe. I appreciate it. You know, like I say, the goal is to one day not have that worry in the back of my mind about corporate America mess, because this is corporate America mess. Shout out to Ringo TV, because when he made that video saying, you know, the workplace is the worst place for a chosen individual, and that's very true. This same character, JJ, I think it was like my first mess up pizza of the day, and it was late. I mean, it was probably like 30 minutes before I clocked out or something like that. And he coming there because you could tell they're intimidated by the fact that I'm what they want to be, as far as quiet. But then when I start talking, it's like I have a voice of authority. I have the voice of, you know, and I've heard this more time, and I don't like it. Because people would assume that, you know, again, that since I look the way I look, then I must like confrontation. When JJ said, I think it was like my third or fourth day working, he said something, and I took my headphones and I was like, what did you say? And I don't think I said it any specific type of way, but the guy that heard it was like, damn, bro, I didn't know your voice was that deep, nigga. You was like, what you say? I was like, I didn't hear that part. But apparently he heard the ferociousness in my voice and was like, damn, nigga, I ain't know, you know. So when JJ the other day was like, you could tell he's looking like, a lot of them do. A lot of them. It's another black dude in there. This nigga be doing like air squats and shit. Like, you could tell, I guess he just penitentiary trained or something. I don't know. But I catch him a lot of times looking at the side of his eye. I'm like, fuck this nigga. And it be looking like these niggas be low-key gay or something, like, and they be, I don't know what the hell. But they have and I can tell this dude, he's the guy with the Memphis tattoo on his neck. I could tell this dude, and I be, you know, you could tell at the drop of a dime, they're ready to just, what? Huh? What? What you gonna do? Huh? What? You could tell they're ready for it. They're not welcoming. They don't show a very compassionate spirit toward another brother and myself. They're just like, hey man, you need some help with that? No. It makes me sick. So JJ, like I said, he walks around and it's like he's 21, I'm 31, and he has a look on his face like, how is this nigga, like, he look mad, but he ain't mad, he's working, and, you know, like, if I call his name, he responds, but I'm thinking he gonna cuss me out and all of that. Like, yeah, bro, you got a lot going on trying to figure me out, and then you gonna kill yourself trying. It's hard, so stop trying. But he, the other day he wanted to try me, and I could tell it was a plain example of him just wanting to try me, where the first piece I messed up on, he was like, bro, CJ, what you doing? What you doing? I was like, man, it says sausage, pepperoni sausage. Yeah, I know. It said pepperoni beef, bro. Man, CJ, go do something else. Go do something else, bro. And I took my headphone out and I clamped my lips like. And the other dude was like, I think his name is Caesar. He black. And he was like, you good, bro? I was like, man, I'm good. I was like, I'm not worried about nothing this nigga talking about. I was like, he come in here and he basically trying me, dude. Like, he trying to get a reaction out of me. He was like, you good, bro? Like, you know, it's gonna be, it's cool, bro. Like, it's cool. And I was like, man, fuck that, dude. Like, stop trying me, little ass boy. Why are you trying me? So that's where, you know, because it's a lot of, these places are so used to confrontation. When you have somebody in there who doesn't want to be confrontational, but they're not afraid to say, bro, cut that shit out, knock it off, then that's when they find out, they tell themselves like, so, and this is why I got fired from Wingstop, because these black people, they see that it's like, oh, okay, he's not going to give me confrontation so that I can actually have a reason to fire him and do like that. He just going to stay quiet. He going to do his job. He going to clamp his lips while I'm sitting over here looking at him like, give me a reason. Like, no, I'm not giving you a reason, bro. The way I'm built is if I give you a reason, that's the only reason. By that point, you're going to be on your back. Like, come on, man. So, I don't really want to, be too long-winded. Like I said, I've gone through quite a bit, and, just dealing with these sick, disgusting personalities, while at the same time, man, I might have to move out the woods. I don't know how wide they're going to make this road, but I don't know if I have to, start scouting other places. I've also thought about starting to build an actual camper, like my father, man, just do it all, from the top of the dome, ask questions, look up stuff, but just slow and incremental goals that I can achieve to, make my life more comfortable in my personal life, so that when I step out in public, I'm not so hyper aggressive toward my fellow brother and sister, because I still can feel when I'm like, even in Walmart, I have an attitude in which is like, I don't annoy me. Don't annoy me. Let me get in and get out. But that's it, y'all, man. I appreciate it, man. I'm out.